A growing number of Jews are returning to Israel. It's part of a fulfillment of prophecy spoken in the Bible.
We had this decision a long time ago when we were very young, but life happened, but now we know it's the right time. We all have to make Aliyah. The world is just not ready for the Jews. Israel is ready for the Jews, and we have to be here, all of us.
An astonishing phenomenon is taking place before our very eyes. Jews from all over the world are returning to Israel in what most people feel is the fulfillment of old biblical prophecy. Many years ago, Hebrew prophets foretold that someday the Jewish people would return from the four corners of the earth. That day has arrived. We made this choice years ago when we were young, but life got in the way. Now we know, it's time. The world is not yet ready for the Jews, but Israel is. We all have to come back. We have to do Aliyah. This soft miracle, reminiscent of the words of prophetic seers of the past, is stirring the soul of history. From the far-off highlands of Ethiopia to the French, Indian, and Ukrainian cities that bustle with life, Jewish families are returning home, not as immigrants, but as living testimony to a promise in the making. This is history, yes, but it is more than that, it's prophecy in action. Are we seeing the centuries-long fulfilled prophecy of the final gathering before the Messiah arrives? To get the magnitude of what we're experiencing, we need to go all the way back to the start. More than 4,000 years ago, God in Ur of the Chaldeans called a man by the name of Abram. In Genesis 12 verses 1-2, the Lord instructed him, "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you." Abram was transformed into Abraham, the forefather of the Jewish people. God had promised him a land of milk and honey, Canaan, which would become Israel. His son Isaac continued the covenant, and Isaac's son Jacob, who was renamed Israel after he wrestled with God, had 12 sons. Those sons became the patriarchs of the 12 tribes of Israel, a people chosen and called by God. Being chosen, however, did not exempt them from suffering. The sons of Israel were servants in Egypt for many centuries, weeping and calling for deliverance. God heeded by raising up Moses to deliver them with signs and wonders. At Mount Sinai, God instructed in Exodus 19 verses 5-6, "If you obey my voice and keep my covenant, you will be my treasured possession, a kingdom of priests and a holy nation." Through Joshua's leadership, they at last entered the promised land and were given their inheritance. Israel prospered under King David and Solomon, his son. The city of Jerusalem was established as the capital, and the first temple, the residence of God's presence, was constructed. But after the death of Solomon, the kingdom was divided. 10 tribes made up the northern kingdom of Israel, and Judah and Benjamin made up the southern kingdom of Judah. The division weakened the country, idolatry moved in, and judgment ensued. Assyria conquered the north in 722 BC and dispersed the 10 tribes. Then, in 586 BC, Babylon destroyed Jerusalem and took the people of Judah into exile. But God's promise still stood. The prophets wrote about a day of restoration yet to come. In Ezekiel 36 verse 24, God promised, "I will take you out of the nations, gather you from all countries, and bring you back into your own land." In Ezekiel 37 verses 21-22, he promised, "Behold, I will gather the children of Israel from every side and bring them into their own land. I will make them one nation, and one king shall rule over them all." For centuries this was impossible, but in 1948, prophecy began to be fulfilled. After almost 2,000 years of exile, Israel was reborn. Holocaust survivors, refugees from Arab countries, and Jews from throughout the world started coming back, just as predicted. The phenomenon called Aliyah, or ascent, has returned millions to their ancestral homeland. This home truth is not political alone, it is spiritual. Every step to Israel is a step in the divine plan of God. One of the most poignant narratives is that of the Manasseh tribe, who were dispersed more than 2,700 years ago. They made northeast India their home but retained their Jewishness. Now called the Bnei Minashi, they kept their Sabbath, ate kosher, and practiced biblical traditions. Israel acknowledged their heritage, and thousands have returned already, with others still waiting to return. Another milestone was Operation Dove's Wings, the repatriation of the Ethiopian Jews, or Falash Mura. Although most were formerly compelled to convert, they maintained Jewish customs for generations. Since 1991, over 75,000 Ethiopian Jews have been repatriated to Israel. Irrespective of difficulties, they have integrated into Israeli society. In 2020, 300 new immigrants from Gondar kissed the ground and blew the shofar, hailing the realization of a centuries-old dream. This return is prophetic across continents. In France, an upsurge in anti-Semitism has caused an explosion in immigration. More than 1,300 French Jews immigrated in the first half of 2021, a 137% rise. In Ukraine, in war and times of uncertainty, Jewish families have been airlifted and flown to safety. In North America, groups such as Nefesh B'Nefesh facilitate Jews from the US and Canada to settle in Israel. Even rich individuals such as Roman Abramovich have taken up Israel, investing in its future. In Venezuela, where things are collapsing, families have abandoned all that they knew to begin again in the Promised Land, some crying, others kissing the ground upon their arrival. Dear friend, this is not merely a headline, it's a trumpet call from heaven. It's a demonstration that God's word is true. The dry bones are enlivening. The people are assembling. The land is coming to life. This is the hour to watch, pray, and prepare, the day of the Lord is near. Subscribe here for more prophecy, archaeology, and God's plan unfolding. May your heart be open, and your eyes awaken to the miracles that surround us today.